After her RKO Pathe contract was over, Ginger freelanced through the studios. Her next movie was The 13th Guest, a thriller from Monogram. I was able to post the entire movie in another video. What follows here is Ginger's best scenes for a quick review. There is not a lot here. This was still what some call the primitive period in movies. You can clearly see the effect of the rapid advancements in technology, technique, and skill from the advent of sound to 1939 by comparing any movie from the early 1930s to Gone with the Wind, a cinematic triumph. The way was led by the big studios, and Monogram was small. Movies were also quickly created. Ginger did as many as 11 in 1 year. No time for fancy close-ups. Most of the scenes are shot from 20 feet. Ginger was already popular, so she gets top billing to sell tickets. But her scenes are fairly limited, and in reality, Lyle Talbot has the lead in this movie. The plot is very convoluted, a pretty good script, but no way I can explain it in a quick review. It is an interesting whodunit, so maybe watch the full movie instead.
You sure about the address, miss?
Yes, this is the place. You'll be sure and wait for me now, won't you?
Sure, I'll wait.
That's funny.
Number, please.
Oh, I'm at 122 Old Mill Road. This house hasn't been occupied for 13 years, and yet there's a telephone in it. Can you tell me who had it installed?
I wouldn't have that information, madam.
All a modern improvement. Oh, yes, of course. Dad sat there. I sat next to him. Mr. Barksdale sat next to me. Aunt Lucille. Uncle John. Harold, Mother, Thor, Marjorie, Uncle Dick, Aunt Joan, Uncle Wayne, and Mr. Barksdale? Mr. Barksdale, is that you? Mr. Barksdale? Mr. Barksdale?
Too bad. Pretty girl.
You wouldn't notice that. Seen enough?
Yeah.
How did you get out of the morgue?
I haven't been in any morgue. Take your hands off me.
Be nice.
I won't. Let me alone.
Do you want me to spank you? Hold still. That's a good little girl. What's your name? Marie Morgan?
Yes?
What did you say? I asked this child here if she were Marie Morgan.
I'm no child.
Will you shut up?
And she said yes.
And she said yes.
I don't know. Maybe it's something I ate, and this is the nightmare. Where did you pick her up?
I found her riding around in your car.
In my...
I was on my way to the police station.
Yes, and baby, you're still on your way to the police station. Take her down and lock her up. I've got some things I want to ask her about.
You can't arrest me.
Oh, can't I? That's what they all say. Maybe it's all a mistake. And maybe you can explain everything. And I'll bet you won't say a word until you see your lawyer.
Well, I won't.
All right, baby. Come and see your lawyer. Help yourself to a good look.
Oh. Murdered?
That's right. Do you know anything about it?
No. No, of course not. Oh, what can this mean?
That's what we're going to find out. Take her and lock her in the library till we get through here.
Operator.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. The police might not like it.
I was only trying to call my brother.
We'll call him later. You're going to take a ride with me.
Where to?
My apartment.
She'd be safer in jail.
Don't worry, she won't get away.
I didn't mean that. I said she'd be safer in jail.
And you may go to the devil.
Mr. Adams, Mr. Vincent.
Why, my dear child. Why, I'm almost afraid to touch you. What is the meaning of all this? Why, I'll have to send back that cutaway I ordered for your funeral.
You wear those to weddings, not funerals. This is Uncle Adams, the worst old reprobate who ever lived.
My dear, you're covering quite a lot of territory. How do you do, Mr. Winston? I'm delighted.
How do you do?
If you want my opinion, it's Uncle Adams who's been committing all the murders.
All the murders?
Mr. Boxdale was murdered today in the old house.
Boxdale? My word. Not that I ever liked the old devil, you understand, but murdered. Well, what's the meaning of it, Mr. Winston? You're investigating the case, I suppose?
Unofficially. I'm a friend of Captain Ryan.
Yes, of course. I've heard of you. Well, have you any clues, don't you call them? Any ideas?
No, but he has a laugh for you.
Really? Well, let's have it.
You're next.
What?
According to Mr. Winston's theory, you're next on the list. Unless, of course, you've been doing the murders yourself.
Really, Marie, you've always had the most peculiar sense of humor.
Must be some more of the family. I'm doing the resurrection act.
And enjoying it thoroughly, if I know you.
Mr. and Mrs. Thornton, Mr. Vincent and Miss Thornton. How do you do?
How do you do?
If you'll explain your reasons.
Well, for heaven's sake, I thought you were dead.
Disappointed?
Well, why be a hypocrite? You know I've always hated your...
Marjorie. If this is another one of your jokes, Marie, I must say it's in bad taste. I've been simply prostrated all day.
I'll bet you have.
Bridge always tires Mother.
Marjorie.
May I answer it?
Certainly.
Let me.
Certainly.
Bud!
Why, Marie, it is you. Oh, my dear.
They tried to kill me. Are you glad I'm alive?
Am I glad?
I think you are.
But what does it mean, sis? They made us go down and look at that other girl. We thought it was you.
Did you cry?
Well, to tell you the truth, honey, we both went home and got tired.
That's just as good. Come on in. Mr. Winston has the whole family here. He says one of them is the murderer.
I'm giving odds on Uncle Adams.
Uncle Adams? He's too lazy to commit a murder. But tell me, darling, what happened to you?
I'll tell you later. Well, here we are. Just one big, happy family.
Oh, hello, Thor. Who was that blonde I saw you with the other night?
There was no blonde, and you know it.
Dear Marjorie, your soul must look like the inside of a vinegar bottle.
By Jove, it's a good idea. I wish I'd thought of it myself.
What's that?
Killing off a family. It must be some poor soul that had the misfortune to dine with us when we were all together.
I think you're right. Someone who dined with you 13 years ago.
Really? Oh, you mean the night that John read that stupid will?
And then died.
Well, mercy, don't ogle me. I didn't kill him.
No one killed him as far as we know. Does anyone here know the whereabouts of Wayne Seymour?
The last time I saw him, I got an impression that he was going to spend the rest of his days at number 9, Yokohama. I see you know your Yokohama, Mr. Winston.
I've traveled a bit. With the exception of Wayne Seymour, you people were the only guests at that dinner who are still alive.
Well, and we're dead from the neck up.
Speak for yourself, John.
I'll speak if you don't mind.
Go ahead, but a few snappy jokes injected here and there would make a world of difference. You see, we're accustomed to public speaking.
I'm afraid this isn't a joking matter. It looks as if someone is determined to kill every person who attended that dinner 13 years ago. They've already killed 2 people.
Two?
Yes. A girl mistaken for Miss Morgan and John Barksdale.
Mr.
What? Barksdale murdered?
Very much so. And in both cases, the bodies were found in the chairs occupied by that person at the dinner. And as Captain Ryan so elegantly describes it, the murderer intends to line the table with stiffs.
Oh, how vulgar.
Well, thank goodness I was under the table most of the time.
Yes, pinching me.
Oh, I was a cute youngster. Always full of fun.
Someday I'll look at your baby pictures, but just now we're discussing murder.
Which automatically makes one think of Marjorie.
Speak for yourself, John.
Shall we go on with this or just turn it into a family reunion?
Well, why not have a blindfold test? Wouldn't matter which one you picked. We'd all cut each other's throats for a dime.
Why a dime? I'd cut yours for fun.
Give me police headquarters. Detective Bureau, Captain Brown's office.
Well, it isn't every day you get a chance to see a mastermind at work.
Oh, well, this is Winston. Send a wagon to my apartment and issue 4 John Doe and 3 Jane Doe warrants. Material witnesses in the Morgan case. Right. I've got them here.
Really, you're quite amusing, Mr. Winston.
Thank you. You'll like the matron in the city jail, too. She's one of the Philadelphia Smiths. Perhaps by this time you're beginning to see that I mean business. Now then, do you want to stop trying to be clever, or do you want to spend the night in jail?
Women. Do the men have separate wards from the women?
I think you settled it then, young lady. Night in jail may make you people see that murder isn't amusing. This is an outrage. So is murder.
Why, you can't do this.
Wait and see.
I'll break you for this. The governor is a personal friend of mine.
And of mine. And I happen to know that he's a little funny when it comes to murder. He doesn't like it.
Don't be a lot of fools. He doesn't intend to send us.
The police, Mr. Vincent.
Yes, so I see. Good evening, Sergeant.
Good evening, sir.
Have you the warrants?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes. Yes, all signed and in order. All right. Take these people down and lock them up.
Yes, sir. All right, step lively. I demand to see my lawyer.
Miss Morgan saw her lawyer today, and I don't think she enjoyed it.
Well, you'll be sorry for this.
Good night, Winnie dear.
Mr. Winston.
Good night, my dear, and sweet dreams.
Thank you. Well, if this is the kind of service I'm going to get killed every day. I'll get it. Hello? Miss Morgan's apartment?
How'd you like our city jail? Listen, child. I want you to destroy that slip of paper at once. And don't tell anyone what was written on it. Not even your brother. But no one's accusing your brother. Say, listen, don't you get too smart. You know, there's a distinct prejudice in the police department against little girls who go around stealing police cars. Oh, you're not? Well, 21's a mere drop in the bucket. But, say, will you shut up and let me talk? Now listen, don't tell anyone those numbers. And if anyone tries to get them out of you, let me know immediately. Will you do that? Like a sweet little girl?
That was the great sleuth, Winston.
Yeah? What did he want?
He told me not to tell anybody the numbers on that slip of paper.
What numbers?
13, 13, 13. Oh, God.
Trust a woman.
Oh, well, for goodness sake, don't tell him I told you.
We won't. But look here, Mr. Winston. Marie's going down to the old house to meet you.
What?
Didn't you call her?
Well, no.
You didn't call her?
No, I tell you, what's it all about?
I just got in. She left this.
Hello. Hello? Oh, yes.
Now listen, child. Don't get in a panic, but get out of the house as quick as you can. Is there an officer guarding it?
Yes. He let me in when I told him you... Mr. Winston, didn't you call me?
Now, don't get in a panic. Just get the officer to drive you to the Douglaston police station and wait for me there. Now, beat it.
All right.
Where's Miss Morgan? Oh, Miss Morgan. Hasn't she been here?
No.
Come on, here, cut it out. Cut it out. Come on.
Kill her. Get her off.
Come on. Cut it out.
What did you do with my sister?
Here, cut it out. Now then, what have you done with Miss Morgan? Come on now, make it snappy.
Miss Morgan? I don't know.
Where is she?
What's this?
Just a swell species of skunk. Now, come on, tell me, what have you done with her?
I tell you,
Did you call her and tell her to meet me here?
No, I swear I didn't.
We know all about Sherwood and the other girls, so you may as well tell us the rest. Who was in on this with you?
Barksdale.
So you killed her and then Barksdale so you wouldn't have to split, huh?
No, I don't know who killed him. I swear it.
Pick up that phone.
No, no.
Why not?
Because that's the way Leela got it.
You were there that night. Did you kill her?
No, I saw her after.
After shooting at Miss Morgan?
No, I didn't.
Now you're a liar. Go on, take him down and lock him up.
But Phil...
I tell you, Ryan, it doesn't make good sense. Why go to all the trouble to impersonate someone and then kill the impersonator? Jensen tried to kill Miss Morgan, but somebody else killed the girl thinking it was Miss Morgan. Jensen knew the difference. There have been two different factions working in this against each other.
But where's...
Exactly. Son, you'd better go on back to the station.
Why?
Because I don't think your sister's going to be alive when we find her.
I don't know.
Help me!
No.
You know what they are. Help me! Help me!
I know, but if you kill me, you'll never know.
You little fool! Don't you know that I'll kill you anyway? Help me!
Stop. All right. 13.
You better not be lying.
Come on, smash it! Here, give me that axe, will you? Come here, boy. That's it.
It's a swell joke.
Come on, get out of here.
The state's got something that works along the same lines. And we're going to give you an exclusive demonstration. Take him out.
Come on, move.
Want to rush into that safety deposit box?
Sure.
What did you find?
Only $1 million in securities for her.
$1 million?
How disgusting. I hope it isn't U.S. Steel.
Don't worry, it isn't. I left the securities there, of course, but this letter was on top and I thought you'd want it.
Thank you. To Marie, the 13th guest. Can you imagine that? I was it all the time. The poor lamb. Read it.
Aloud?
Why, yes.
My dear child, I am making a rather melodramatic attempt to protect your fortune. But if I am right about the other members of the family, it is almost certain to reveal them to you in their true light, so that you will not make the same mistake I made when I married into it. Bless you, my dear, and may they have killed each other off by the time you receive this. Your father. It's sad, but it's also darn good advice.
What?
Not to marry into a screwy family.
Hello.
Hello, Phil. This is Ryan. Listen, I've got another swell...
I'm not interested.
When you hear the tone of the gong, it will be exactly 12 o'clock and 6 split seconds.
Hello? Ring Stuyvesant 9600 and keep ringing it. And when you've done that, well, ring it some more.
Please like and subscribe.